Western business etiquette is when two men shake hands, they stand up, look each other straight in the eye, and it says, "I'm not going to kill you today." The art of social graces is the delivery system and how you relate to other people. Now, I think that social graces first impression is very important, but that's not all I deal with, because first impression will open up the door, but after that, you have to have your sixth impression, your seventh impression. And if you do not know the relationship game or the dance, you're going to be stepping on other people's toes. I like to tell you a little story about my father. I learned a lot from him. He is a Black American that went to Japan right after the war as a civilian working for the American federal government to rebuild Japan. This is in the 50s and 60s. And he met my mother, who's Japanese. And during that time, the Japanese were closed off, so they never saw anybody else but Japanese. So here I come along, dark, curly-haired, and my father. People would cross the street. If I sit next to them on the bus, they would move. I was told that there's something wrong with me because I'm always dirty, you know? Well, as far as they were concerned, right? And my father and I would walk down the street one day, and I said to him, "They're staring at us again," because people would stare with their mouth open. I go, "They're staring at us again," and he says, "That's because we're good looking." And smart old me, I said, "Well, you know, you're darker than me." And I'm thinking in my head, "Well, they look at you more." and he said, "Because I'm better looking." And he goes, "Don't worry, you'll catch up." And then he said, "Watch this." And these are Japanese standing on the street, staring, their mouth open, and he would just smile at them and bow, you know, like the Japanese do, just smile and bow. And some people get embarrassed and they'd walk away, but there were some Japanese, so they'll come up and they go, "Hi, you speak Japanese?" "A little bit," you know, and they would say, "Where are you from?" They've never seen anybody like, you know, "Where are you from?" And they will say, "Why do you paint yourself all dark like that?" And then he would say, "No." He goes, "It's not painted." And they said, "Well," and I'm translating, you know, by this time, they said, "Can we touch your skin?" They're comfortable enough to ask. And I said, "Father, that's rude." He goes, "No, that's fine. Touch my skin." And they touch it, and they go, "It doesn't come off." I was like totally impressed, you know, and I go, wow. After they asked some more questions and they were starting to talk, my father was open and they said, "Can you come over to our house for dinner?" Which is very unusual for a Japanese to invite you to the house. "I like for you to meet my family. I want you to meet my friends so that, you know, we can all grow." And it was very interesting because I realized that all I had to do was smile, and the social graces, because Japanese are very much into social graces. If I carried myself right, it worked. He said, humans are naturally loving and kind, and they are also very curious. So all you have to do is open up yourself. So being kind and loving and curious is just part of social graces. That's what social graces is all about. Well, thank you so much for your comment about me and your first impression of me. It always helps because everybody sees differently. And you know, I'm dressed today as a teacher, as a speaker, but then I don't dress like that all the time. We all have a different look. So it's very nice. Now, I have a first impression of you. When you were walking into the room, I videotaped you. So I want you to take your time and look at yourself and see what kind of first impression you have been giving me and to everybody else. Here. Well, you just saw your first impression. What do you think? It's like, over? Yes. So from now on, we're going to practice our first impression. Coming in and out of a door, there is a proper way to come in and out of the door. So we're going to practice that. We're going to practice handshakes because women and men do different handshakes, believe it or not. And many other things after this, okay? We're going to practice it. Formal stance. Yeah, what a difference, right? Yeah. You see the difference? Very good. Slow down your walk.
Wow, I just went through the Social Graces etiquette class with Grace Lee, and the information I just learned, I've never heard this before, or ever had anyone coach me through this. I think that was the key thing, the coaching, that she'll look at you specifically and tell you that, oh, you can do this. And it was so good for me to learn, for example, how to walk into a room and have the control and the posture and the confidence. And I literally had a change, a total turnaround from when I first did it and from when I did it again after her coaching. And it was just fantastic. She also taught us how to walk, how to eat, how to just be so elegant. And I totally recommend it. It was, I mean, when you're able to communicate at this level, other people who are at this higher level also know how you're communicating. So having that skill is just so valuable, and I really totally recommend it. You guys should do it. It's awesome. And this is Jose Nebrez, and attend Grace Lee's seminar. You won't regret it.
Okay, so I want you to pull your leg up all the way as hard as you can, and then turn it. I don't want you to. No.